and this is going to be MacArthur Boulevard, and this is going to be Meridian. Go ahead, David.
Large wall cloud and a funnel just west of Mustang, Nick.
Yeah, here it is. Go ahead, Hank. Go ahead.
David, go ahead.
Okay, Gary. Right now, the funnel's going to be just northwest of the new outlet mall on I-40. New funnel now, northwest of the outlet mall on I-40. It's kind of a ragged funnel, nothing like what we had earlier, but it is turning, and there's a funnel right here. It is beginning to spin down a little bit. Okay, wow, it's still fast. Still fast motion. I don't see anything on the ground. No power flashes. I'm at the outlet mall, and that's going to be just real close to Morgan Road. And again, that's exactly where the circulation is, just barely north, Gary, of I-40. Just barely north of I-40. And excuse me, Gary, I'm just east of Council. I'm east of Council, just a few hundred yards, looking to my northwest at the area of circulation. But no tornado, but the funnel now, it's still spinning, but it has lifted a little bit. It has lifted a little bit for now. Gary, back to you.
All right, David, the center of the circulation still along Interstate 40 in southwest Oklahoma City, moving east. So from 36th Street south all the way to 89, take your tornado precautions. We see the winds are increasing. It's organizing. More circulation back to the west, the Union City area. You guys, Union City, be alert. That strong circulation is just northwest of you. Most likely has a tornado with it. And that, if you can see, that's on Storm Shield. And so it's moving, that one out there looks like it's also moving maybe east-southeast. This one's moving due east. So from south of 36th Street all the way down to southwest 89, take your immediate tornado precautions.
Gary, yes. OHP reporting a tornado on the ground at I-40 and Morgan Road.
Yep.
I-40 and Morgan Road. Is that it?
No, that's the lead one. That's
okay, I-40 and Morgan Road. I-40 and Morgan Road.
That's right, where David saw the funnel out by the outlet mall.
Okay, I-40 and Morgan Road. So let me, as you guys, I think we'll leave that one up there. Let me just do something here first. You know, this thing is moving across southern sections of Oklahoma County. There's another one out in Canadian County. This is probably going to develop into, and it is doing right now, developing into a life-threatening situation. With tornadoes like this, you need to be below ground level. And that, it's moving only about 20 miles per hour. Below ground is best, a flat, safe, cellar, basement, that type of thing. If you can't, go ahead. Go ahead, David.
Hey, all right, Gary. Oh, go ahead, Val. Gary, we got power flashes northeast of Mustang right now. We are in Mustang on the eastern edge of Mustang, and we just saw a couple of power flashes to the northeast of Mustang.
Okay.
Big time rotation increasing right there.
We have a large circulation. It runs all the way from Lake, look at this, Mike, over Lake Overhoser, all the way down to Reno, southwest 29th. Would you look at this thing?
This is Val. We got a large tornado on the ground in Mustang.
Okay.
Large tornado on the ground in Mustang.
Talk us through this, Val. We can hear you. Just talk us through it.
Okay. We are in Mustang right now. We are they just now sounded the tornado sirens. We are at Sarah Road, right in the middle of Mustang. The rotation is increasing rapidly to our north. Boy, this thing is getting big, and it's rotating fast, and it's just north of it. It's just falling really fast.
Okay, Val, tornado, that's a satellite tornado, looks like to me. Val and Bobby on a Mustang. Of course, Mustang area, take your immediate tornado precautions. That thing will rotate eastward, it looks like, over into northwestern Cleveland County and southwestern Oklahoma County. So that tornado will affect Newcastle Road, down South Council Road. And then we have another tornado most likely doing damage along Interstate 40 in Oklahoma County. So in Oklahoma County, let me tell you, just go from 36th all the way south to 89th. Now we can extend it on down. There's a huge parent circulation. If you're looking at Doppler radar here, you can see it goes from Lake Overhoser, that's the red area, goes all the way down to southwest 29th. The core is over Hefner. And go ahead.
This tornado is now a killer. This storm is. We have a report from OHP trooper that a mother and a child who are missing from that car have been found, but that they didn't make it.
Let me also add really quickly, OHP reporting multiple cars flipped, multiple injuries, and several power lines down on I-40 and Cimarron Road, which is going to be east of El Reno.
Very close to Will Rogers Field. That one it's north of Will Rogers. The Mustang tornado is just west of Will Rogers, moving to the east. Val, if you're on there, what's your perspective on this thing moving east toward the airport?
Okay, Gary, we are at Sarah Road and Highway 152, and the major circulation is just about a mile northeast of us. We've had about 2 or 3 areas right around the circulation that have produced brief touchdown in Mustang on the north side and the northeast side of Mustang. But this thing is rotating strong, and it's moving off to the east. We have even damaging winds outside the tornado blowing stuff around out here, Gary.
Vortice. There was a satellite vortice down there, is what it was.
Hey, Gary?
We got a tornado vortex signature indicated. There'll be several different places.
Gary?
Yeah, go ahead, Val.
Okay, Gary, this is David.
Tornadoes indicated on Council Road, Southwest Council. Go ahead.
Okay, Gary, I'm at MacArthur, looking west on I-40. Just had power flashes that looked like they were right on top of I-40. Back to my west, maybe a half mile, maybe a mile, back to my west, or maybe it could be a little further than a mile, but I just saw glow, and I just saw the green. I saw green on the horizon, due west on I-40, power flashes. Back to you.
Okay. So we have more than one tornado touching down right now. We had the one in Mustangs moving to the east. That was one rotating around the major circulation. The major circulation continues to look like a tornado right along I-40 and to the south, and I-40 to the north, maybe South Bethany. So you guys from Bethany over to OCU, you should continue with your tornado precautions. Let's take Storm Shield. Let me just name off some.
It's right along Council in between 15th and 29th.
From Reno, just to keep in mind, 36th Street. Sandridge Skycam.
Yeah, south of I-40.
Keep it on there. You see power line flashes this thing. Okay?
David shot just had a bunch of power go out.
Okay, tornadoes are moving across southern Oklahoma County near Will Rogers Airport up to Interstate 40, the Bethany area. I'm just going to name some streets and where this thing is. These are going to be east-west streets as you look at the video. Take your immediate tornado precautions. South 15th, Southwest 29th, Southwest 44th, Southwest 59th, Southwest 74th. Excuse me. So all the way down to Southwest 89th.
We got any traffic shots?
Southwest 89th, all the way up to Reno, and all the way up to Interstate 40. Northwest 23rd Street, from Northwest 23rd on south. It gets pretty tough as you go on down by Reno and points to the east, but this thing is shoving east now about 20 miles per hour. Once again, it is moving. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. We have multiple power flashes on I-40. Back to boom. Another power flash, Gary. Another power flash. 1 mile to our west. 1 mile to our west.
Nine.
I'm at Portland, looking to the west here. Multiple power flashes now on I-40.
Which one is it?
On I-40. Multiple power. Oh, another one. Another power flash. Gary, I said the tornado's on I-40 right now. I said it's on I-40 just to my west.
What do you got, Kelly? Kelly, go ahead.
It's Sandridge. We're just looking at Sandridge Skycam. They're looking back to the west over the jail.
Do we have it on?
Yes.
Is that it? Okay.
Let me get the sector scan.
Okay. We're getting power line flashes. We're getting some rain attenuation here at the station. So once again, you folks live 36th Street South.
Oh, man.
This thing is really, really increasing. Zoom in there, Mike.
I got it.
So along Reno, the wind speeds are increasing.
Here we go.
It's along 15th Street, 29th Street, down to 44th Street. Then we've had that one come up along Council, and there's Rockwell. It's approaching McAllister, MacArthur. It is Meridian, Portland, and you see it lunged there, wrap around. TVS indicated a little south of 15th Street. There you go. Just a little west. Go ahead. All the power's off. Let's talk with Jim Gardner, Sky News 9. Jim, go ahead.
Well, Gary, right now we're passing over I-35. We're just southwest of the storm, south of downtown Oklahoma City. We're right about right at the 240. Shields and I-35 split just north of that, shooting back. I can tell you I-35 is a parking lot. I-35 is a parking lot going southbound all the way up north. As DJ, go to your right, DJ. Scan to your right. Go pan to your right. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You're going to see I-35 here as we cross over. Keep going, DJ. And there's I-35, Gary. That is a parking lot. If this thing passes over I-35, it's just going to be disastrous again. These people need to get
Jim,
off
this
the
was confirmed just a little bit earlier. Debris signature showing near the debris ball near the fairgrounds. It's just a little while ago. So we're going to leave my microphone hot so both of us can talk at the same time. Go ahead.
There's the storm right there. The tornado is tucked right back in there.
Know what we're doing.
We're flying eastbound. And right now you really can't see it because there's just so much rain and everything else with it, Gary. But, man, it's shaping up to just be a disastrous situation right here. Right now I'm coming up on the west sides of Tinker Air Force Base. I'm over I-240, moving eastbound, shooting back, and you're looking at it right there. And like I said, these highways and freeways are a parking lot. Cedar Road is a parking lot. I'm looking at it. It's just stopped. As far as I can see, it's just lights through
Southwest
here. So
27th
again, people
Street.
need to get off and get somewhere and get off these roads. Jim Gardner reporting live from Bob Mills, Sky News 9. Back to you.
Okay. North the Hook Echo, one of the circulation least is now along Pennsylvania. This is south of Pennsylvania Avenue. And it is the east-west road, Southwest 28. So you guys, Valley Brook, Del City, Midwest City, Tinker Air Force Base should complete and continue and complete your tornado precautions. And it is moving part of it's paralleling Interstate 40. And that, so as I've been saying earlier, from 36th Street south, it really is the danger. And the more you go to the south, the higher the danger. So we're seeing Sky News 9. Jim, Jim, what do you have there?
Well, Gary, right now you're looking back at it, and I can't believe these roads, these highways. If this stays on the track that it's tracking, Gary, I mean, Center Road, Sunny Lane, I-35 is just a parking lot coming southbound. I just can't believe the cars that are here. But right now you're looking back at that storm. We're sitting right over on the edge, west edge of Tinker Air Force Base, shooting back at this storm. We really can't get an eye on it because it's just so much rain and hail involved with that, but you can see the leading edge of that storm right there in the center of your screen. And you know, there's so much dirt being kicked up, Gary. I really can't tell you how big it is or how wide it is, but you can see the cloud. We just lost power right there. You saw the lights go out. There was a huge flash inside the tornado, and we lost lights right over here on the west side of Tinker, all through here.
You folks, Jim, could you explain to Jim what we're doing?
Here, which is not a good sign.
Okay, let me tell you, you folks in Valley Brook, over to Del City, Midwest City, Tinker Air Force Base, take your tornado precaution. I know some of you are new to Oklahoma. Below ground is best. That'd be a flat safe, a cellar, a basement. Go to a building that has made of steel and concrete. If you have to stay in your home, you get in the middle part of the house, lowest level, smallest room, center part. You put on a helmet. You put on gloves. We've had 100-mile-per-hour winds with this thing as it comes around.
Gary, I'm here.
Go ahead, David.
Okay, Gary, I'm at I-40 and I-35. I have a northeast wind, Gary, at 50 miles per hour. A northeast wind flowing across I-40 and I-35. You can see the wall cloud in front of us. You can see the area of rotation. I'm looking at what's this in front of us. Is that a cone? Is that a cone right here on the outer lip? Is this a cone right here? Gary, you might have a funnel right here. My winds have gone from 20 miles per hour to 50 miles an hour from the northeast. Again, it's coming right at us, Gary. It's coming from the southwest, basically just south of I-40, crawling to the east, looking for power flashes. My gosh, the wind is unbelievable here, Gary. 50 miles an hour. Northeast winds, it's 50, gusting to the southwest. I don't see any power flashes, though.
Okay, we also have indication of a tornado approaching, another tornado approaching Mustang. So you guys Mustang be alert. Go ahead, David.
All right, again, you can see our shot here. What's scary is there's a lot of traffic on I-35. This thing's going to cross I-35 again, no doubt about it. You can't stop it. And again, I'm looking off to the southwest. The downtown's on my right, and the circulation here is just to the barely south of I-40. And again, it's right here. It's absolutely amazing.
Where is it?
We've had numerous power flashes. I don't see any power flashes right now. But
should we take it full?
Is amazing. Go ahead.
Should we take it full?
Oklahoma City Community College.
No,
looking back just to the north of the airport.
All right, great. No, that's a truck. That's a vehicle right there. That's David's shot. David's looking, I think, to the southwest, or was.
Yeah.
And it looks like he has a funnel cloud coming down a little bit. So as we look at that, I'll tell you guys, tornadic activity continues along and south of Interstate 40. Don't be surprised if something happens to the north of it. But Valley Brook, maybe north more. But Valley Brook over to Midwest City, Del City, Tinker Air Force Base, continue with your tornado precautions. And I know a lot of new folks live over in that area. So, follow your regulations, the training you've had on this. And below ground is best, but a lot of people don't have that. So you need to get in the middle part of a structure, or if there's a structure nearby that's made out of concrete and steel, that's a good place to get. This thing is a long history of producing tornadoes. It is a deadly tornado. and it most likely is going to intensify again and produce more activity. Kelly?
OCPD is reporting what David reported right there at the Dallas Junction, I-35 and I-40 just off of downtown Oklahoma City. Strong rotation there. They are trying to flush traffic all to the east if they can through the Fort Smith Junction, and they're also concerned about I-35 down to 240 because of this rotation south.
Yeah.
And they said it's a parking lot down there. They're trying to get people on I-240 and get them going east.
Yeah, okay. Well, Interstate 35, you know, if you're coming north toward Oklahoma City, you stop in Moore. Don't come north. I-35 south, you stop pretty far to the north if you're headed to the south. I-40 is, you just don't mess with it in Oklahoma County, and you don't mess with I-240. There's a lot of rain. It's storming very badly in a good part of the metro, and this thing looks like it may be organizing again. The winds are down a little bit with it. But if it does what it's done before, it continues to organize, and the main circulation is just a little south of the Dell plant, or maybe a little east of the Dell plant. Yeah. Winds are still very strong. Moving towards southwest Integris. Go ahead, Val.
Okay, we are on 104th right now. We're headed east. We're just east of May Avenue. We just saw 2 power flashes northeast of us, about a mile. 2 power flashes. There's so much rain that's wrapped around up here, I can't see what's going on. But that is the circulation, the tornado vortex signature that you pinpointed a little bit earlier. That's where it's at. Just had a piece of debris fall out of the sky. 2 power flashes are northeast from this.
OCCC cam. Put OCCC cam up. There it is. Okay, we either got high-speed winds or tornado. And this is down by the airport, getting Paraline flashes. There comes the tornado. This is at that's south of I-44, and I-240, southwest part of Oklahoma City, just east of the airport. Those power flashes are caused by the storm moving through power lines. Sometimes they just hit together. Sometimes they're blowing them down. They're hitting each other. But power line flashes means damage. Usually damage is occurring. So this is the camera down near the airport, just east of the airport, OCCC. And there's a large area of high-speed winds. Southwest Integris is going to be in the middle of this too. So if you live in the southern third of Oklahoma County, just continue with your tornado precautions. Don't go outside and look at this stuff because it will get to you pretty quickly the way it looks to me. So strong rotation continues. I can see that wrapped up indication of a tornado. Still, one part of it's very close to downtown Oklahoma City, right along Interstate 40. And then there's other ones onto the southeast. Yeah, Mike?
Unfortunately, we have a very strong circulation developing over Interstate 35. It hasn't worked to the ground yet, but this unfortunately looks like it may be a large tornado moving toward Dell City, Midwest City area. It hasn't formed yet, but it looks like it will based on what's happened already. Probably going to get another large tornado now near Interstate 35, probably Southwest 15th, Southwest 29th, and that will move through Dell City and Midwest City.
David's picture. Okay.
Lots of power flashes, Gary.
Well, how about, is that CCC? CCC, is it still there, Kelly? Can't see anything? So this storm's moving through southwest Oklahoma City, the Will Rogers Airport area. OCCC is down there. This is along Interstate 240. So you guys just take your tornado precautions down there. This thing means business, and it's wrapped up pretty tightly, not as tightly as it was earlier today, but, you know, easily 100-plus mile-per-hour winds are possible with this, and it may increase beyond that. So if you throw me in some, gee, many Christmas, Mike, look at that.
I know it. It's, let's see, God. Gary, this is going to be Southwest 59th, and it's going to be Penn. Actually, it's going to be over near Blackwelder. I've got what appears to be a tornado on the ground at Southwest 59th and Blackwelder. It is headed east. This is going to be very near Southwest Medical Center, unfortunately. This is headed over toward Valley Brook. We also see an additional circulation that's rapidly intensifying up just west of the Dell City area. So this is Gary, this is worst case scenario, is what you said earlier this morning, and we're seeing it.
Yep. OCCC, Cam. OCCC.
Gary, we are at halfway between Western and Santa Fe on 104th.
Yeah.
We're seeing multiple power flashes to us.
I just got up on the
I don't know, it's a mile, maybe a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles, possibly. Straight north of us, we're getting multiple power flashes from our location, Gary. It's so rain-wrapped up there, I cannot see into the rain what's going on, but there's damage being done, obviously, with all these power flashes going on, Gary.
Yeah, there's high-speed winds. We see a tornado on the ground. Moving on a tornado looks like a little bit to the southeast. And give me that location again right there.
That is going to be Southwest 59th and Blackwelder. Was
Southwest
the last
59th
location.
and Blackwelder, moving a little bit to the southeast.
Moving toward
It's
western.
a developing tornado, so that's in the south part of Oklahoma City. So once again, from, say, 10th Street on to the south, continue with your tornado precautions. And so
Highway Patrol is saying they don't have I-35 shut down yet. They've been trying to shut it down right there by Crossroads Mall in that area. They've been working on that, but there's one of the officers.
Okay.
Let's listen. I hear David.
Okay, let me tell you, those of you in the path of this storm, those listening on your car radios, being in a car in a tornado is a really bad idea, and you got to find a place to go. And it might even be in a ditch, but you can find a building somewhere. 10th all the way down to 89th. Just continue with your tornado precautions. We have people all around these storms. We're watching very carefully. What's the location on again, Mike?
Well, it's a little bit. It's approaching western along Southwest 59th.
Okay,
western and also.
Okay, let's go to Bob Mills, Sky News 9, Jim Gardner. Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, we're right now. We're over I-240. We're let me see. Let me give you a good landmark. We'll be I-240, just southeast of the Tinker Air Force Base, and I-240, as you can see, is a parking lot. It is dead stop. It is dead. I don't know if you've had a wreck out to the east here or what's going on, but it is dead stop in both directions. I mean, not both directions. The westbound lanes are open, so people need to stop if they're going westbound and turn around. But these are the eastbound lanes on I-240 coming out of Oklahoma City, and it is dead stop. Now, when the lightning flashed there, we had a picture of the tornado. We could
let
see
us know
it
when you
just off to the left where Michael said it was, around Valley Brook, around in that area. So again, if this gets on the top of I-240 here,
we'll see. He's been knocked out.
Be a disaster. We have power flashes way out in front of this, Gary. Like you said, with those winds pushing out in front, we've had several power flashes just from straight line winds out in front of this storm. So again, I don't know what to say here.
All right, the new circulation developing and jumps southeastward, maybe north parts of Moore. And Michael, where does that look now?
It's going to be 104th and Santa Fe is the nearest cross section. Also, the county line, which is southeast 89th, southwest 89th, and Santa Fe, between Santa Fe and Western. Between Walker, between Walker and Santa Fe. This is about, for reference, this is about 1 mile southwest of Crossroads Mall.
Val's on that storm down there.
1 mile southwest of Crossroads Mall is where the new circulation is located.
Yeah, and that's
hearing a little bit of damage at I-35 and Southeast 15th in Oklahoma City.
Look at this thing. That is Sky News 9. I can't tell if that's a downburst footprint or a giant tornado. We're seeing lots of damage, high-speed winds. Still circulation going on. This thing developed very rapidly down over North Moore. Not extremely strong, but you guys watch it. So it's spreading over Moore now. Be a lot of wind and lightning. You need to take your precautions. Val is right down there by that storm. Val, how's that look just to your west?
Yeah.
Val? Okay, we don't have Val. Val is right along.
Gary, I'm here.
Go ahead.
Okay, Gary, we got off of 104th. We're headed south now. Our winds have abruptly switched, and we are on the entrance ramp here on to I-35, and this road is an absolute standstill. It's a parking lot.
Okay, Val, we show a small tornado circulation just to your west at about 1.5 miles, and one of the stronger circulation we have now is just southwest or in the vicinity of Mustang. So down toward Mustang, keep in mind, another tornado indicated there in the Mustang area. Did that say southwest? Where is that?
Southwest of Mustang.
Southwest of Mustang. That'll be moving to the southeast.
I just want to point out, it's a very broad
circulation, but it's a possibility. Thanks.
Yeah, it's a
Appreciate
possibility.
that.
Yep.
So we see it along Penn down to South Oklahoma City, May, Portland, Western, and there's that. That looks like that one's a little bit better than it was, a little weaker, and right along.
It's going to be this is Santa Fe, and
right along Santa Fe
and Walker.
Santa Fe and Walker. We live Santa Fe and Walker to the northeast, east, and southeast of that. Take your immediate tornado precautions. And once again, back out the indication of a possible tornado in the Mustang area. And it is flat storming in Oklahoma City. I think if you live, let me put it to you this way, if you live south of Wilshire, you're okay. I'm giving you a lot of buffer there, all right? Everything is south of Wilshire, but it's still extremely dangerous down toward the state fairgrounds.
31,600 homes and businesses without power in the metro area right now, Gary.
Okay, Kelly.
It's going to go up.
We got there's that tornado. Confirmed tornado was located 3 miles northwest of Moore a few minutes ago, moving east-southeast at 25. That's the one we were picking out. That came down. Go ahead. Go ahead. Is that Val or David?
Yeah, Gary, if you got me.
I got you.
We are in the center part of Moore. We're almost at 12th Street here, and every road in this town is an absolute parking lot. We've been on I-35. And it is just almost standstill. It's a parking lot. I hope a tornado doesn't come through here because there's going to be a lot of cars hit. Okay. It's like it's a standstill.
Okay,
Even the access road is very clogged up.
Over Del City, new tornadic circulation continues to develop in the Del City area. Yeah, it's very impressive.
A mile northeast of downtown Valley Brook.
A mile northeast of downtown Valley Brook. So, go ahead. From Trosper Drive on south to southeast 44th, on south down to southeast 59th, all the way down to 240, over into Del City, Midwest City, and Tinker Air Force Base.
Jim says he's seeing power flashes.
Jim Gardner seeing power line flashes. Bob Mills, Sky News 9. Jim, come in.
Well, Gary, right now we're sitting on the southeast edge of Lake Draper, shooting back to the northwest. We've had just massive power flashes up. Looks like it's either going to be right at Tinker on the west side of Tinker or just north on the northwest edge of Tinker. But just there's another huge power flash. So it's just ripping through here, Gary. Now I don't know if it's a tornado, but there is a heck of a wind out in front of this thing, pushing very hard. So but that one power flash there looked like a transformer of some sort that just went up. But look at all the power flashes in there. I got power flashes everywhere, Gary. Look at this. This is going right through the center of town right there, wherever that is. And
Jim, what's the street right there? Jim, what's the street?
I believe we're going to be shooting right over the top of Tinker back to the northwest. So I believe it's where Michael said it was, just right around Valley Brook, around 44th, around in there, but just massive power flashes.
What street is that you're seeing right there?
I'm not quite sure what this street is that I'm looking up right now. Like I said, I'm right on the southeast corner of Draper Lake. I'm right on the southeast corner of Draper Lake, and so we're shooting back to the northwest. So I would say that's about right where Michael had put it there around.
So you're looking at
44th Street, Valley Brook, up in that area, Gary. But massive power flashes again.
29th and southeast 44th in Del City right now, and that is along Sunny Lane and Bryant.
So that would put it just on the west side of Tinker Air Force Base, correct?
That is correct, Jim.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We're just seeing massive power flashes all through there.
Jim?
Oh man, it's just a bad deal.
Jim?
Yeah, Gary, go ahead.
Jim, are the power flashes on a wide arc, or do they look like it's a maybe by a tornado versus an RFD?
The last few were pretty concentrated in one area, Gary, but just as there's been power flashes even further to the north of that one, but I think those are caused by the wind that is out in front of this that is really pushing hard. But the other concentration of power flashes are pretty much all located in one area. So, which means, it's probably just tracking right through there, and the other one that's up north is just from the winds out in front of this thing. But again, we haven't seen too many more power flashes since then, but it puts it about right where Michael said it was.
I'm seeing an awful lot of vehicles. Let me, Jim, just jump in here as we keep showing your video. I see a lot of Oklahoma City appears to be without power and surrounding towns. That if you're coming into Interstate 40 toward Oklahoma City, coming into Interstate 40 to Oklahoma City from the east, get off at Dale, get off at Shawnee, somewhere and find a good place, a safe place, and be in there. So I-40 through Oklahoma City and I-240, don't do it. We're still showing a tornado in the Del City area, right in Del City. And also do not try Interstate 40 in don't try Interstate 40 anywhere in Oklahoma County or 240. To the north, if you're coming toward Oklahoma City, stop in Guthrie. If you're coming from the west, you're probably going to have to stop somewhere well west of the El Reno area. So the streets are not good to travel. We have a major hook. Yeah, you're looking at it right coming in. Right on southeast 44th on Moar, and that is Sunny Lane Road. So that's an indication of a tornado right there. So it's right along southeast 29th. It's down to southeast 44th. and all the way down to about southeast 59th.
Left turn, go east.
And let's see, let's go south Sunny Lane Road. So it's Sunny Lane. It's right in there. So, you know, it could be right along and north of southeast 59th, right up to and including 44th Street, and then all the way up to southeast 29th Street. So that entire area in there looks like a tornadic circulation, and doesn't look as huge as the other ones, but it's still very, very dangerous. And the north, it's east now, almost east of Bryant, but it is taking in a lot of these areas in here: Chetwood Drive, Terry Way, Dentwood Terrace, all in these areas here. Wooford Road, southeast 35th, southeast 37th and 38th, Kim Drive. Let's jump over here. Beaumark Circle, all these residential areas, southeast 47th, on over to McNarney Avenue, Doolittle, onto the Twining Drive, all through this area up to Midwest City. Right now it is generally, I said generally because these things have been doing crazy directions tonight. Keep in mind tornadic circulation back near Mustang and on another one back in Canadian County. And let's look at this right here. East-west road will be southeast 59th. Let's see what on our scan right here.
Gary.
We're having a little bit of trouble with radiation, but it's moving. Yeah, Mike.
I'm getting some indications of a tornado now near southwest 149th and I-44 moving in toward the more Westmore area, southwest Oklahoma City, pretty close to the track of the EF5 last Monday.
Okay, you're referring to this one right over here.
That's the southwest.
On Pathfinder.
Yes, southwest of Will Rogers World Airport, just on the south side of Will Rogers World Airport.
Okay, we're going to take a look at that a little bit closer here. Let me just walk over here.
I've got it right now along MacArthur and southwest 149th. And actually, it's a little bit further north than 149th. It's near 134th and MacArthur.
A developing tornado south of Del City moving toward Tinker.
Okay, we have the officially now the tornadoes developing south of Del City, moving toward Tinker and Midwest City. That's one we were just showing you on MOAR. So that's a new one. These tornadoes are developing rather rapidly. Conditions are more favorable the more this thing goes to the east. So once again on the tornado moving toward Tinker, it's just west of Tinker. We're getting a scan right now on MOAR coming by. And it is right on, it appears at this second, it appears to be right on South Sooner Road, right along Sooner Road. And it covers a little bit bigger area than that. Sooner Road, it is along Southeast 59th, that's an east-west road, Southeast 59, that's kind of just west, that runs right over to Tinker Air Force Base. And then goes Southeast 59th, and then it goes to Southeast 44th. And we'll go north here to Southeast 29th. So here's the circulation. Here's Tinker Air Force Base over here on the right. Alan Brosey's in that area. If Alan Brosey ever gets his stream up. And let's talk to David Payne. David, go ahead.
Hi, Gary. Again,
the circulation was near Moore, so we probably had a touchdown of a small tornado. Go ahead.
Yeah, along those lines, Gary. Moore PD is reporting power lines down at 4th and the Tracks, which is near Broadway. And that is almost dead across the street from the Moore Medical Center where they got hit on Monday the 20th. Power lines down at 4th and near Broadway.
Okay, tell them to go to Storm Action 7, which will be Norman Cam. We just saw a funnel just moments ago, and we've been talking about this thing probably going to produce a tornado. So this will be a tornado warning continuing now until 8 p.m. for, I'm going to call it Central McLean and northern Cleveland County. Tornado. There's been, I think, some damage in the Moore area. It's moving southeast around 25 miles per hour. Also, straight line strong winds of 90 miles per hour, 90 to 100, expected in West Moore and northwest Norman. So it's a tornado warning for the Norman area. Also, strong straight winds up to 100 or so. So, yeah, go ahead, Amanda.
Gary, we're getting word OHP's taking a number of patients, multiple patients to IMSA, which is staging a medical center at I-40 and Banner Road.
Yeah. And that's where we had that report of the missing mother and child being found deceased by troopers. Still trying to nail that down, but...
Yeah, if it caught many of them on the road, it's obviously a bad scene. Along this line of storms, and you can just look at that, but let's go to Storm Shield, eastern part of the screen there. You're looking, by the way, at the Norman Cam down on the other part of the screen. A storm down near Minko is shoving a little bit to the southeast. Kogar, Minko, this thing will eventually get down to Verdon and Amber and Tuttle and Bridge Creek. Some hail winds,
Amazing, here on
strong
the
winds.
back side of the circulation down to my southeast, and I'm on the northwest side of this whole circulation area. And again, no tornado right here, but again, the circulation around the wind around the circulation is at least 70, 80 mile per hour plus. So there's going to be a lot of wind damage with or without a tornado, Gary. This wind is just ferocious down here. This whole area is taking a beating with limbs breaking off, branches breaking off, and they're just getting hammered all through here. Back to you.
Okay, and let's leave that video up for a moment there. And we've had damage and possibly injuries, Kelly?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Moore Police Department is reporting right now they have vehicles overturned at 4th and I-35. Those might actually be relief vehicles that were there from the May 20th tornado. They have power lines down at 4th and near Broadway, and then further east, Gary, over at 27th and Bryant. They're reporting power lines down. I would assume that's North 27th and Bryant, where that latest circulation angled off toward Lake Draper. So Moore, almost in the same area, folks, in the same area, right across the street from the Warren Theater, got hit with the circulation, probably a tornado again, even if it was a small one. But, Gary, they're dealing with it again down in Moore. Unbelievable.
They certainly are, and I'm watching over east on either I-240 or I-40, southeast part of the city and the county. And that's David Payne is in that, and he's saying literally hundreds, if not thousands, of vehicles on those roads. Apparently, we're trying to get out, and of course, what happens? Let me tell you, they're just very fortunate they're not in a tornado right now. And I have to tell you, as a low-level, Sky News 9, Sky News 9.
That's in Norman, I think.
Let's go to Bob Mills, Sky News 9. Jim Gardner, go ahead.
Airport shooting back to the north. We got massive power flashes up north. I mean, several miles. I don't know exactly where that is, but listen to Kelly talk. I would say that's probably the one that went through Moore, right over Moore there, and it's moving eastbound, but just massive power flashes there. Oh, man, this is just not good. I mean, we're, like I said, we're down by David J. Perry. I'm looking back to the north. And this is just a massive storm. I mean, we keep flying westbound. We come southwestbound. I'm trying to find the end of this thing, Gary. And with it's getting so dark out here that it's hard for the camera to see anything. But with my naked eye, I can see lowerings just ever so often. You see wedges just along this storm.
Yeah.
Gary, now I don't know if that's a tornado or not, but they're just wedges every few miles or whatever you can see where, and I don't know if it's on the ground or what, but just north there, just moments ago, you saw huge power flashes, and that put it about right where Kelly was talking when it passed around. There's another big, huge power flash. That's right on I-35, right on, probably just across from, like Kelly said, from the Warren Theater right there. So again, Moore's just getting hammered again, and now oh my gosh, look at that.
Okay,
oh my gosh, there's power flashes all through here, Gary. I mean, just all through here, around through Moore, there's massive power flashes going, just traveling out east. I can't see anything on the ground. There's more power flashes. Oh my gosh.
Jim? Yeah.
This is just bad, Jim? Gary.
Jim, what direction are you looking?
Oh, look at that.
Jim?
Yes.
I need to know what direction you're looking.
Right now I'm looking north. Right now we're over David J. Perry Airport, which is just on the east side of I-35. We're moving back to the east. We're crossing the Canadian River.
So that's Norman.
Shooting directly back north up towards the Norman, Moore area, all through there. And you're just looking at them power flashes. And I really can't tell you exactly where they are.
Okay, I see them right there.
So far south from there. But I'm following it right here going eastbound. And it's just a line of power flashes, just one after another.
You know, they're expecting 90 to 100 mile per hour straight line winds, but also they're under a tornado warning.
There's another big one.
Well, back to the left, yeah. It's a huge area, so this could be, just a huge area of strong straight winds, 100. There's another one right there on the right.
Gary?
Another one. Look at this, guys.
Another tornado vortex signature.
Okay, where's it, Mike?
It is going to be near Luther and Dobbs Road and Peebley Road out near Southeast 89th and Southeast 104th. That's the one that David's on. That's Southeast Oklahoma City moving over towards Stella.
Give the location again.
That is going to be near Peebley Road, near Luther and Dobbs Road. That's going to be moving in toward Harrah Road along Southeast 89th. You guys take your immediate tornado precautions.
And that's the Stella area?
Yes.
And later it'd be Little Axe, Pink, and such, and Dale. So you guys down that way, keep in mind. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, Gary, right now it looks like I just crossed 24th Avenue Southeast here, going eastbound there in Norman, shooting back to the north. And, it looks like it could be more or north Norman is what I'm looking at. But, I mean, it's just power flash after power flash. It's just, well, you saw them live on the air there. It's just causing massive amounts of damage here. But, you know, like I said, it's hard for the camera. It's getting dark, and it's hard for us to see. I'm just looking with my naked eye, and you can see the only thing you're really seeing is the power flashes. With my naked eye, I can't see a tornado on the ground, but there's so much rain and everything, Gary. I just really couldn't pinpoint it for you. All I can tell you is give you a broad area. That is on the east side of I-35 moving eastbound, and it's either north Norman or Moore area right there. I believe when I heard Kelly talking about that one circulation that passed over the lows there and moved eastbound, that appears to put that about right where he was talking about, except on the east side of I-35, Gary.
Okay, since we're still not getting, well, at least the last 60 seconds more power flashes, that could have been a tornado in there. Small tornadoes spun up everywhere. There's a chance of a large tornado developing in the Stella area. Stella's down there where it's down near the Twin Lakes radar area. So that would be moving southeast of 25 toward Pink, for example. Pink is power line inflation in the Norman area, damage and such, and more, possibly with some injuries there. And then one of the more well-defined hooks is just south of Minko, moving toward Amber and Middleburg. So you guys, Amber, Middleburg, Blanchard, Dibble, Cole, stay alert to the possibility of extremely severe weather with this, possibly a tornado as it moves toward Amber and points just to the south of that. Here's Chickasha. So Verdon, Chickasha. Go ahead, Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, Gary, we just lost everything. We lost the lights up towards the city, everything just, that's OU. I can see OU to my north. I'm about 3 miles south of OU, and everything north of there all of a sudden just went black. We saw a huge flash. There was kind of a wall cloud hanging down, and I saw it appeared to be a funnel. It wasn't all the way to the ground, but then all of a sudden there was a large flash, and half the city just went dark up that way, Gary. So again, there's still stuff tearing through here. It may just be, like you said, small tornadoes touching down here and there, because I really can't get a fix on just one large tornado. But all of a sudden there was a large flash, and then just half the city just went dark, Gary.
That's going to be here's sooner. High speed winds, blasting 90, 100 miles per hour maybe.
54,000 people, customers without power right now with OG&E.
And you know, guys, we're also there's a lot of camps with a lot of kids at OU.
Oh, hell.
And these are not students. These are, I assume, younger kids. But you know, there's a lot of buildings down there, a lot of safe places down there. So we're continuing with. Go ahead, Michael.
Unfortunately, we're seeing some really, really high speed, much like we saw earlier. We're not seeing the circulation is tight, but we're seeing real strong winds on the north side of Norman, and also some inflow now developing near Lindsay, so the circulation's intensifying. It's over West Norman right now.
One of these winds in here, punch over there. Okay,
that's 65 to 70.
So the 90 mile per hour winds, very possible in that area where we're seeing a lot of power lines go out, a lot of damage. Same thing came through Moore's. It had circulations with it. We have the one tornado still indicated. It's now near Stella. And if you look on the Pathfinder, we can show you that particular storm.
The latest warning is for east of 25.
Yeah, Armstrong, you hit that right on the head. That had southeast, and you said east, and it is east. What I'll do is I'll take that and delete all that, and come on back with a. Let's do David. Yes, you still headed east. Go ahead, David.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gary. Yeah, we're still on I-40 headed east over here with this storm, and Gary, it's like we've been talking about. It's become a little bit of outflow dominant at this point, which is a good thing. I have a north wind ripping, and no, it doesn't mean it's not going to reorganize to the south. But right now, I've had that northwest wind at 60, 70, 80 miles per hour that has pushed south and east. So I think my storm still has some inflow into it, so that's why I'm tracking it here to see exactly what it's going to do. But the good news is that we've had this outflow come out from this big cluster of obviously storms, and it's pushed everything. At least the threat is kind of cut off the tornado trail, at least over here where I am. So great news there, but again, these storms are still turning, and we still have to watch them. Gary, back to you. Okay, and Jim Gardner, Bob Mills Sky News 9, talks to us about what you have there.
That is 77, Gary. I'm south of OU University, probably about 3 or 4 miles, but you're looking at 77 there and it's just a parking lot. So if we have anything out west that is moving to the east here, this is just unbelievable. I mean, that is 77. That is just solid headlights coming southbound here from out of Norman. Now, as we roll around, I don't know if you can see it or not, Gary. As we roll around, come to your left there. Keep coming to your left real pretty fast. There's some fields out here right off my nose as this comes over that is blowing dirt. It's not coming into it like it was before. It's blowing out of it. So there's a ton of dirt being pushed out here. I don't know if you can see it right there in that shot, but it's pretty impressive. But anyway, we're going to duck off to the south here, Gary. I-35, I'm looking over. I-35 is just a parking lot coming southbound too. So hopefully there's nothing else that tracks through this way, Gary, or there's going to be major problems. Jim Gunter, live from Bob Mills, Scotty's 9, back to you.
So we understand the sirens are blowing at Tecumseh, Oklahoma. Tecumseh is just a little south of Shawnee. In fact, if you take XL, we can see.
I think you're probably on the backside of the circulation, is what I'm seeing. Are your winds out of the north, Val?
Yes, north winds.
Well, look at David's shot. I mean, that's.
Yeah, can you guys see that?
That thing looks like a hurricane, David.
Yeah, you know it is. And I'm east on I-40. You said it. I'm on the backside now of the circulation that's just off to my east, and we've had winds sustained at 60, some gusts to 70. And this has been going on for about 10 minutes now on I-40 here. It's just insane. It's on the backside of the swirl that's now off to my east and southeast here. But just amazing, guys. It looks like a hurricane. Again, sustained 60 and gust over 70. It's horizontal wind, no doubt about it. Crazy.
I guess, they still have power, so that's good, but that's kind of hard to believe, really.
No, you're right. There's a Love's here, and they basically locked all the doors and turned all the gas pumps off. I don't know where they're going. And then across the street's another Sinclair, and they're still in there. They're still open. But, what's great is, Michael, the winds will pick up. They'll go like 50, 60, and you'll get these quick gusts of 70 to 80, and then it'll kind of back off for a second. But, these are damaging winds. I mean, these will do damage very quickly, very easily on this on the backside of the storm as it continues to march off to the east and southeast. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, David. Appreciate it. And we need to send it over to Amanda and Kelly at the desk.
Yeah, Michael, we've all been talking about it over the last couple of years. We've had more and more people out storm chasing, and this was one of those situations where these tornadoes were rain-wrapped to a large degree south of El Reno, especially between El Reno and Union City, where we had those fatalities. And some storm trackers out there got into problems, or some storm chasers. Let me rephrase that.
Exactly. This happened around Highway 81, and earlier today, right when that tornado came through the El Reno area, this is the aftermath of the tornado chaser there, storm chaser. This is a vehicle from the Weather Channel, and I was reading some of his posts, and he was saying that he just got too close to this storm. He says that it threw him about 200 feet while they were in this car. Amazingly, he was bloodied. His hands were gashed, but he made it out alive.
Yeah, that's from the Weather Channel's Tornado Hunt team. And folks, we have had maybe as many as 5 fatalities in vehicles right from that area where this storm chasing car was overturned. So a very serious situation out on I-40 near El Reno and just a little bit south of mile and a half
out of their car, and that's why we tell people you absolutely have to abandon your vehicle and seek shelter, even if it's a low-lying area, including a ditch. You cannot ride out the storm in your vehicle.
How tragic. This is so sad when we're hearing this, that a double fatality happened right on I-40. Let's talk right now.
It starts with what happened out just east of El Reno and south of El Reno. Folks, I confirmed earlier this evening, I actually heard a trooper on the scanner say that he had discovered the missing mother and the missing child who had disappeared from a car. He told the father and the other children to stay back away from the scene. No. He found the missing mother and the missing child in a wooded area off the side of the road and asked for ambulances to come out and transport their bodies. Tragic.
So there was other family there with her.
Right. Oh. And so that's how they knew they were missing. Okay. Now, I also heard a little while ago 3 more fatalities, folks. This is south of I-40 between El Reno and Union City, but about 2 miles south of I-40. These would have been, let me give you the over in the Weather Center. He's been tracking these storms all night with Gary and the team, and wow.
Just incredible imagery, and just it breaks your heart. You know, it really does. I've been back there with the storm trackers, so I'm jumping in here into the fray. We still have one pretty dangerous storm from a wind and a hail perspective, as well as a flooding perspective. And I do really want to mention that flooding is a serious threat. Flash flooding kills more people per year than tornadoes do. So we really need to give it the respect that it is due. And we're going to see some very heavy flooding. We already have. We're going to see more of that from McLeod back to Moore, Newcastle, Tuttle, south sides of the metro. Let's go to Pathfinder 9. Now, I've kind of drawn two storm tracks in through here. The far southern one is where we still do have some circulation. Now, it's back behind winds that are rushing out from the storm, so that helps to mitigate or lower the potential for a tornado. But as we've seen throughout the evening, these storms have done some really spectacular things from a weather standpoint, so I don't want to let our guard drop with these storms as far as a tornado potential is concerned. You can easily get, hang on one moment, Oklahoma, I'm just going to read this right off here. Oklahoma Highway Patrol and Oklahoma Department of Transportation are discouraging all travel in the OKC metro area. That includes I-40 through Canadian and Oklahoma counties and I-35 from Edmond south through Norman and Moore. Absolutely. No one should be traveling right now.
Great way during a time of crisis to look at Twitter, Facebook, the internet, different things, certainly the media itself. And we have not seen the magnitude of calls for help like we did after the Moore Newcastle tornado. So we know we have a lot of flooding. We know we have had some damage. We know we have power outages at various places. We know we still are in an active storm stage right now in the state of Oklahoma. So everyone needs to be careful, especially being careful out driving through areas that are flooded. We've had a tremendous amount of rain, and people can also be in danger if they run into these high water areas.
Governor, I got to know, what are you thinking? Here we are 9-10 days after the May 20th tornado, the May 19th tornadoes that hit near your hometown of Tecumseh. What are you thinking as you're watching another system roll right through the metropolitan Oklahoma City area?
I'm thinking not again. But it has happened, and once again, we'll rise up to the challenge. We'll do what we need to do to help our fellow citizens. We certainly have the best first responders, law enforcement, emergency personnel, charities, state employees, local employees that are doing everything they can. We have great experience at handling things like this, and it's going to be challenging just from the standpoint that we still have a lot of work to do after the 19th and the 20th tornadoes that have come through Oklahoma. But we're going to have our hands full for a while, but if we continue to all pull together like Oklahoma's famous for, I know we're going to make it through this.
Do you know, Governor Fallin, if at this point we're going to need additional funds to help with this storm that just went through?
I don't know yet. As I said, we're still in the active stage of the storm itself. We have our emergency command center that's been up and running for many hours now, and they are very busy. I've talked to them many times, and we have all hands on deck. And of course, one of the things that we'll be doing as soon as the weather gets a little better, and as we're traveling around the different areas of the state right now through our various law enforcement and state employees and local people, is to do assessments of what has happened. You know, we know we've had power outages. We know we've had some debris blown around. We're not sure yet if there was actual widespread tornado. We think it could have been, really high winds and lots of hail and rain and damage. But what we're seeing, at least through the social media, is that we're not getting big calls from the communities and people saying, hey, we've had tremendous, massive damage like we saw in Moore.
A little bit of good news on this stormy night. Governor Mary Fallin, thank you so much for joining us. We know you've been busy.
Well, thank you for keeping our citizens informed. It's very important work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. If Governor mentioned it was 6:28. I just saw on my phone it was 6:28 when we were posting on Twitter and Facebook warning people about the tornado crossing I-40 at Banner Road. And that area right there looks like where we're going to have, we know we have the mother and the child. And then I heard on the scanners 3 other fatalities. Now they're having trouble locating one of them. It's raining hard out there. It's dark, and it's understandable. Vehicles are blown into fields. So we have anywhere from 2 to 5 fatalities in that area. Hopefully not anymore, but it's possible.